Thanks for joining us. I'm Bridget Shanahan.
And I'm Vince Petrano. Happening now, state senators are hearing arguments for and against the controversial right-to-work bill. This public hearing underway at the Capitol in Madison. Under the proposal, companies would be banned from requiring employees to join unions or pay union dues. Opponents say it will hurt wages and benefits for middle-class families.
You've come down against free speech too. You attack workers and then you're surprised when they're angry. That's amazing.
On the individual level, it's truly a workplace freedom type of piece of legislation where you're not forcing people to pay dues just because they want to be a carpenter or a plumber or somebody who works in a deli kitchen.
Now, supporters say right-to-work legislation will encourage businesses to grow here in Wisconsin.
Union members who are against the right-to-work legislation left Milwaukee on buses headed to Madison first thing this morning. Several dozen members met at Local 113 earlier today. Many union members and supporters see right-to-work as an attack on the middle class.
I'm going on behalf of all workers. You know, this is not a union, non-union issue. This is an attack on anyone that's a worker.
A second bus of union supporters will head to Madison for another rally tomorrow morning.
Now, Milwaukee police are working to figure out what led up to a deadly shooting on the city's north side. A neighbor found a man dead outside a parked car near 40th and Locust overnight. Investigators say he'd been shot in the head and the back. At this time, no suspects in custody.
A second chance and new loving home for a puppy in Milwaukee. An MPD detective was one of the first officers on scene when Nino was rescued from an abusive home. The detective said he wanted to be sure that the puppy would be loved and treated right, so he took him home to his wife and daughter.
Gusty winds overnight. We had those winds anywhere from 30 to 45 miles per hour, but out of the southwest, so it helped us warm up. We were about 20 degrees warmer than yesterday morning, but unfortunately with those gusty winds, it just didn't feel any warmer. In fact, it felt colder as that wind whipped right through you. Had a few snow showers earlier today, but still waiting for another band to work its way through. That is the cold front. Yeah, that's it for your warm up. Just a couple of hours with temperatures in the 20s. By later this afternoon, as the wind shifting to the west and then gradually to the northwest as that front makes its way through. Any accumulation with this would be a dusting at best. You notice by 5 o'clock, the wind's already northwesterly at 20 to 30. The winds, that is, begin to diminish overnight and the sky clears out, but still strong enough, the winds between 5 and 15 that wind chills will be slightly below zero. Then by tomorrow evening, a storm passes just to our south. We will see a little bit of flurry action around here, but not expecting much in the way, if any, of accumulation. Getting some sunshine during the midday hours before that next band of clouds and that light snow moves through. 26 degrees. This is going to be the warmest day of the week. But southwesterly winds, which is bringing in the warmer air, gusting from 20 to 30, so wind chills in the single digits to the lower teens. 24 days and counting until the first day of spring. It officially begins at 5:45 in the afternoon on March 20th. Once again, temperatures today about 16 to 24 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday, but it doesn't feel that much better because of that gusty wind. Temperature 26 in Port, also in Whitewater, 20 in Kenosha, 24 Waukesha, as well as Milwaukee. But this is the problem. Southwesterly winds at 20 to 35. Not seeing those 40-mile-per-hour gusts, but it's still windy and blustery out there, and that's dropping those wind chills into the teens across most of southeastern Wisconsin. But it feels like 7 Racine, 2 in Kenosha, and 5 in Waukesha. Currently 12 in Milwaukee. So once again, another little band of light snow moving through here. A dusting of accumulation at best. Highs getting close to 30. But with that westerly wind at 20 to 35, it'll feel a whole lot colder than that. So we're in the warm sector of this storm system. The front pushes through this evening. That shifts the wind back to the northwest, bringing in that colder air. The next storm system stays just to our south. That's where the accumulating snow will be. We'll get some flurries out of this tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. The rest of the week, though, is just cold once again. So the forecast, once again, off and on light snow, just a dusting at best of accumulation. Temperature of 28, wind chills down to around 5 to 10 degrees above zero, with those gusty westerly winds. Now the winds do diminish quite a bit tonight. They'll still be 5 to 15. That'll be cold or strong enough to drop wind chills to 10 below, as the temperature is 7 degrees overnight tonight with a partly cloudy sky. So once again, not much in the way of snow, but there is plenty of wind and more cold to come. 15 degrees tomorrow, 10 after a morning low of 0 on Thursday. Friday is 15 degrees after a morning low of 3 below. Now we do start warming up again for the weekend. Still a good 5 to 10 degrees below normal. And look for snow to be likely Saturday night into Sunday. Right now looks to be about 3 to 5 inches of snow, and then colder once again next week.